Hey everybody, in this video we're going to be making vinegar, so stay with me. Before we get started, I'd appreciate it if you guys hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe, follow me along, and we'll go from there. Alright everybody, in this video I'm going to attempt to make vinegar out of freeze-dried apple scraps. So I always try to come up with something to use waste for, whether it's obviously composting or even making powder to add nutrients to food. I did that with apple peels before. I've done it with radish greens. I've done it with potato skins. So I'm like, I have freeze-dried apple scraps. I'm gonna see if I can make vinegar out of them. So obviously we're going to need freeze-dried apple scraps, a jar of some kind. So I've got this big glass jar. I also have a cup of sugar. I have some warm water to dissolve the sugar. And I have this weight and this thing right here, I'll get to it in a second. I have a coffee filter with a rubber band. So what this is it's the plastic thing that comes out of the top of, if you get like peppers or olives or pickles in a like gallon container. It's not a jar because it's not made out of glass, but the container, they usually have this in because it fits right inside here perfectly, and it'll be used to hold it down. So you don't have to have one of these. I got one of these from a restaurant, so it's just good to have. It's clean, wash it off, everything like that. And then obviously this is a weight from a fermenting kit that my wife has. So ton of recipes all over. It's pretty much you just throw 3 ingredients into the jar and wait. That's the biggest thing, is waiting and making sure everything stays submerged. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up our freeze-dried apple scraps. And I have seen videos where somebody's taken bacteria and added vinegar to it and it instantly killed the bacteria. So besides the sanitation aspect of vinegar, it's also healthy to drink, plus you can use it to flavor foods if you need to. Taking out my O2 absorber. This one's actually got I had 2 O2 absorbers in it. Just get the sticker off there too. Okay, so let's go ahead and add another bag. So if you can apples or freeze-dry apples, you have always scraps left over. Freeze-dry the scraps, save them. I wouldn't use your expensive Mylar bags, I would use the cheap ones. I know there's apple slices in here, or wedges. What I did is I actually bought apples to try this, and then somebody gave me some apple scraps. So the jar's full. Scoot that out of the way. You have to have sugar because it actually ferments and goes to an alcohol stage. What I did is I just got warm tap water, and I'm going to dissolve the sugar. I don't think this step is necessary. This is my personal preference. This is something I personally wanted to do. Alright, we're going to pour this into the jar. Hopefully not spill it. And that was 1 cup of sugar and warm water. Alright, take it over here, fill it up at the sink. Okay, so fill it up. Make sure we're on camera for you guys. So obviously my hands were cleaned. I probably could have got another one in there. Alright, so as you see, one, the food is already sucked in the water, so it's already rehydrating. So this is probably gonna work out. Okay, so then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the little plastic piece that I got to keep the stuff under the surface. It goes right there. I'll put that on there. Push it down. Obviously stuff's floating around the outside of it. Alright. I always thought that it would take a long time for those to reconstitute, but it didn't. There's a lot of bubbles going on there. Here, let's get a zoom in, don't forget. See the bubbles? Okay. Alright, so my glass weight is on there. Got the things, the little pieces are hanging around the outside. Coffee filter, you can also use a towel. So my whole thought process was on this, it was to be able to make vinegar in a off-grid or grid down situation. Come on, let's just do this. Clean one. That was definitely a challenge. Alright, put the coffee filter on, the rubber band on. This is being more tricky than it should be. Alright, there we go. You can use a towel. I think this is mostly just to keep critters out of it and dust. Alright, so there it is. I'll let it sit in the jar in a dark, warm place for about 3 weeks. Alright, so hopefully this works, and if it does, we'll have a way to make vinegar in a grid down or off grid situation with just freeze-dried food. You can use any fruits. I've seen people do it with pears, peaches, so I wonder if you can make it out of potato skins. We may have to do that in the future, or if somebody knows, please leave a link down below. Alright everybody, stay tuned. Alright everybody, it has been 7 weeks since I started the vinegar. For you guys it was a matter of seconds. Freeze-dried apple peels and actually pieces of apple. I checked it about halfway through. It smelled like vinegar at the time, but I wanted to keep it going. It smells like vinegar. Alright. What I'm going to do is pull out that thing and the glass thing that was in there, who seemed to have sunk. Alright. So there's that. Then what I'm going to do is pour this into a strainer, strain out all the big chunks, mostly giant apple pieces. Smells like apples, and there's the hint of vinegar. So, strain this off. Take that to the chickens. Should I try this? Should I try this right here? Should I? Let's take a bite. Edible. Actually doesn't taste too bad. Actually really good. Okay. Alright, now we have this pop top bottle, or whatever you call it. I don't know. Alright, so I'm going to just transfer this into here. I don't even know how much this is, but it overfilled. Yeah, cool. Alright. Awesome. Alright. Washcloth. Let's go ahead and seal this up. There we go. Vinegar. Let's try a glass, shall we? It's not as strong as the apple cider vinegar you get in the store. Oh, okay. Here we go. Alright everybody, there's how you can make vinegar. Sometimes you have to do it longer, sometimes you don't have to do it as long. It depends on the environment around you. And I've got a nice little snacky snack for my chickens. Alright everybody, have a good one and I'll see you next time. Stay safe.